Hi guys, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build King's Cross Station for our huge Harry Potter world project. Yes, me and my friends, we are going to try to turn Windenburg, which is the world that you get if you have the Get Together expansion pack, one of the best by the way, into the magical world of Harry Potter. And I decided to do King's Cross Station because of course of platform 9 3/4. I thought this would be perfect if you want to replay the Harry Potter movies and books in The Sims 4. You should need that because it's quite like a prominent kind of theme. And yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm German and I've been to London, but I've never seen King's Cross Station in like real life. So I had to watch all of the clips where you can see King's Cross Station, and also I had to look at some online pictures of it. Of course, the whole station is huge, but this is just a 30 by 40 lot, if I remember correctly. So I had, of course, size it down a bit. And also I had to trick the game, or at least like find a way to make it proportionate, to make it look outside a little bit like the King's Cross Station. I think the most prominent things are these arched windows and the big glass arch roofs, or whatever these are called. Usually next to, on the longer sides, there are like still buildings, so the facade looks quite different, but I didn't have any space anymore for annexes of the main platforms, so I just put up the walls. So we have at least the facade also looking like King's Cross Station. And of course there will be like some faults. So for those who are living in London and who know King's Cross Station, have seen it in real life, or maybe even use it on a day-to-day basis when they have to go to work or school or whatever, I'm really sorry if I do something wrong. This is basically how I try to convert what I've seen online and by pictures into The Sims 4 in just a 30 by 40 lot with no CC. And I want this to be available for you guys on the gallery, so at the end that you can download this with the hashtag Harry Potter World and put it into your game. And also Harry Potter World will be a huge save file in the end, which I will also provide to you. So yeah, this is basically one of the new updates to this whole world. And yeah, it was kind of fun to figure out first, of course, how I'm gonna do this so that the proportions are a little bit possible and that we at least have 2 platforms, or at least like 2 possible train tracks. And actually we have 4 platforms, like on the longer sides we have 2, and in the middle there's like a shared platform. And this is also where I'm gonna put the the column wall thing where Harry Potter has to go through to reach platform 9 3/4. By the way, this is of course a little bit spoilery, like a tiny little bit. I think everyone who knows Harry Potter knows about like platform 9 3/4, but those, yeah, I mean, watch the movies or not, but basically this is like the part of town of Windenburg where I want to recreate it to like the Muggle, the human world of London. So we needed, in my opinion, King's Cross Station because it's kind of prominent. And if you want to replay, the Harry Potter movies, or at least like maybe the first one or parts of the books, I don't know, King's Cross Station it's just like an interesting build for me personally. So yeah, it was kind of fiddly to figure out how actually the exterior looks like. It's kind of a little bit more boring than I did it. I did a little bit over cluttering with friezes and arches and different window types, etc. This is not how it looks like. This is basically also a little bit copied from the Universal Studios, I think LA, I'm not sure which one it was, but they have a King's Cross Station there as well. And yeah, some parts were definitely not looking like the real King's Cross Station. So I thought, okay, if they take their freedom, I can do this like for sure in The Sims 4. So yeah, this is what we do here. I really am happy about the University Pack again because of the amazing wallpaper that we have here. This is like the sleek sandstone kind of wallpaper thing that I personally see a lot in Europe. We have that here in Germany a lot of times, and especially for huge buildings like a train station. There we go. We have them. And then I realized later when I did this whole thing, because it's basically 2 stories high, there is this famous metal bridge over the platform. So I'm like, oh damn, I don't have that. It's also not possible now because I already built 2 layers, like 2 levels. How am I going to put them? So it is on the second one, but basically your Sims can reach that. There's like no stairs. But since I had to, you know, I basically only wanted to have the platforms and like the famous platform 9 3/4, you know, the Hogwarts Express sitting there. So it is kind of looking like King's Cross Station, and that you can maybe, you know, do a little gameplay there. So that was the whole idea behind it. I personally had lots and lots of fun decorating the house because it is quite bland, since it's like just a train station. So there's not, you know, much clutter going on because you don't have like real, bathrooms or like shops, etc. I couldn't put that in because it's like quite a small lot, in my opinion, for something like that. But it was lots and lots of fun to figure out how to make this look a little bit more detailed with just not that many details, if that makes sense. But yeah, I personally had lots and lots of fun creating that, especially since we have in debug mode some train, wagons, and even like a locomotive. Is that the thing? Is that the word for it? Which is a little bit pixely, even from debug, which is a shame, but it's the only one we got. So this is supposed to be the Hogwarts Express. First I wanted to have both train tracks covered with trains, but then in my opinion I thought these are quite huge and take a lot from the view, you know, if you want to play there, in my opinion. So in the end I will delete 1 train, so you only have 1, which is supposed to be the Hogwarts Express. So maybe you can play on 1 platform, like as if they are going through the secret wall thing, and then on the other end up on the other platform and go into this, you know, Hogwarts Express or something like that. At least that's my idea for it. I also thought maybe you need this if you want to do, you know, the Harry Potter machinima, maybe like a little movie. That could be also cool in The Sims. I mean, it's possible. Why not do that? So yeah, this is my version of King's Cross. It was fiddly. I had lots and lots of fun decorating it, in my opinion. I also used lots and lots of debug objects to make it look a little bit more townish, like a townish build. So there are like some, also British, there's a British postal or postal thing where you can put your letters in, which I thought looks kind of British because that's not how they look like here. Just enjoyed that a lot to figure out what from debug I can put in there to make it look a little bit more cluttered, because definitely the exterior had to look a little bit more stunning, in my opinion. And also I put a sign there that apparently the real King's Cross station doesn't have, but I just wanted to make it look a little bit more like a train station. So this is supposed to say King's Cross or something. Yeah, it was hard because lots and lots, if you put in King's Cross on Google pictures, lots and lots of people just show apparently there is like a little trolley there that is like kind of mounted to the wall, so you can take pictures as if you were Harry Potter going through that wall, which is cute, but where are my very detailed interior shots? I know that if you're traveling, you're maybe not into that, you know, taking pictures of every tiny little interior corner of the King's Cross station. I understand, but still, I was kind of like, what is even in there? I can't see. Do they have? How do the, you know, like the little schedules and turntables and stuff, how are they look like? How are they situated? So I had to come up with my Sims 4 version here a little bit, and also kind of think about like how train station look like here in Germany. So here we are decorating the interior. Of course, it's quite vast. Like there's not much in the interior. Of course, we have like lots of columns and kind of like building details. But of course I wanted to have this trolley, which is a debug card here. We don't have real trolleys. I'm sorry, I didn't find anything. If they have, I'm sorry. Put in some suitcases. One is, I think, an end table. And the other one is a clutter item from Cats and Dogs, but I'm not sure. At least that's a suitcase with lots and lots of books on it. So these are like the only 2 suitcase objects that we have. And then we have the 6M owl. I think it's called. From Cats and Dogs Debug as well, you can collect it, and if you collected all of the feathers in Cats and Dogs, you can create that little owl. And of course it's supposed to be the owl from Harry Potter, so I put like a lantern, golden lantern around it, so it's supposed to be the cage. Didn't fit in on the trolley because it was just freaking huge and massive, so it's standing on the side. And also there's one on the platform 9 3/4, and I put some cats all over the place because, you know, they have like some cats as their, I don't know, like, you know, they can bring their own cats as well. So maybe some of the other magical kids there, you know, brought their cats and they are waiting there on the suitcases, etc. I don't know. One is even looking like Hermione's cat. One is looking like McGonagall looks like if she's transformed into a cat. And one's just, you know, the typical black cat, I think, because there was like the black cat swatch as well. So yeah, that was fun. And when I did the interior cluttering, I put some cracks and like splotches on the walls here, because King's Cross Station is not super run down, but just this is like something how our train, you know, sometimes it's like a little bit dirtier underground because, you know, water, rain is like, you know, kind of getting to the sandstone, because sandstone is quite a really, I don't know, it gets washed darkly. I'm not sure how to, like, it gets dirty quite quickly. So I wanted to show that because I think parts of the bricks that they use there is kind of like sandstone-y looking. Maybe it's not sandstone, but it's definitely like a brick that is cream, I would say. That's the color. But yeah, it also looks amazing at night. So here we go into the top-down view for those who want to rebuild this. You don't need to rebuild this because it's up on the Sims 4 gallery under the hashtag Harry Potter World or King's Cross under my EA ID Simproved. And I will also put the link in the video description down below if you want to get this there. But yeah, this is how the top-down view is for those who want to rebuild it themselves. Maybe that's easier for you. And here we are in the video tour of it all. I think it looks pretty cool on this lot where we placed King's Cross. And yeah, it was lots and lots of fun recreating this, since it was kind of a little bit fiddly to figure out how to make a tiny version of King's Cross in The Sims 4 with nothing that has to do with King's Cross, or, you know, like we don't even have real functioning trains, so I had to be a little bit creative here with all of the objects. But it looks quite cute and kind of, you know, detailed. It's a cute little train station. Definitely looks like a train station that would, you know, in Germany as well. I think I even saw some that are. Why is it a thing with the arched windows? Because we have them on our train stations as well. These are, by the way, from the windows that I use here, are, by the way, from the Moschino pack. And again, the Moschino stuff pack apparently is quite good, especially for builders. For the cast, actually, it's not, which is ironically, because it's a fashion brand. And the fashion from the Moschino stuffer is not even that versatile. But the build objects are quite a lot. So again, I have to say I'm sorry, because in the initial review I was kind of against Moschino, but I've used it quite a lot in the recent builds. So here we go on the interior shots. Really like how it looks like. It looks kind of really grand and vast. So I'm happy that I just put in 2 train tracks. Here's this wall with a suitcase, cart, and some books, and you know, the owl, which is the name, I only know the German name, which is Hedwig, but oh, what's her, Hedwig? Is she called Hedwig in English as well? I always forgot when I do these voiceovers, because sometimes the name changes a little bit, like a tiny bit, in the different languages. But yeah, I really hope that you like it. This is the platform 9 3/4, so basically, you know, this is what it's supposed to be, because there are like lots and lots of more magical suitcases and cats and owls hanging around, and some magic books. So you can pretend that it's there. And yeah, I had lots and lots of fun building this. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this kind of smaller build. So I say smaller because there's not much going on, because it's quite empty, because yeah, well, just train tracks and a little bit of clutter. But yeah, I think the more challenging part was to figure out how to put King's Cross you know, in The Sims 4, how the proportions should be like and how the facade should be like when it's not possible to, of course, put in, I think it has 14 train tracks or something. It's a huge train station. So here are some night shots, guys, because it looks beautiful at night. I'm really happy how it turned out. And yeah, this is basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it, a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you are into Sims 4 builds like these, and especially if you want to be updated about the Harry Potter World project, and so you know when the save file comes out, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, this is basically it. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.